Hello dear students, welcome back. Today we will be comprehending the remaining exercise of the chapter 2 friends. So here we go. Let us start with page number 28 now. As we have done page number 27, we will be starting with page number 28, countable and uncountable noun. Exercise B. Identify the countable and uncountable nouns from the box and complete the given table by writing them under the correct category. So my dear students, as I have already told you that what are nouns and various types of nouns. So dear students, before attempting this exercise, I want you to go to my videos on nouns and its types so that it is more clear to you. Now let's see B exercise, identify the countable and uncountable nouns. So I told you that what are the countable nouns? Countable nouns are the one which we can count. Okay, like we can count toffees and we can count girls or boys. But some of the nouns, names are such that we cannot count. Like we cannot count water, can we? Or can we count sugar? Or can we count tea? No, we cannot count certain nouns. So you have to tell that which are the nouns that we can count and which are the nouns that we cannot count. So here you can see the first one is sandwiches. So yes, sandwiches we can count. So truth. Truth, can we count truth? No, we cannot count truth. Water. So my dear students, if the water is in the glass and if we have to say glasses of water, then we can count this many glasses of water. But if as a quantity we are talking about water, we cannot count it. So it is an uncountable noun. Cities. Yes, we can count the cities. Sugar. We cannot count the sugar, but we can come to know about it quantity through kilogram. But we cannot count the sugar. So it is an uncountable noun. Girl. Yes, girls can be counted. Wood. Wood cannot be counted as a whole, as we cannot count the wood as a whole. But if you'll say that we'll count the log of woods, then it can be counted. But here you have to see that what is written over here. It is written only wood. So wood cannot be counted. If here say was written log of wood, then it could be counted. Okay. Here, wood alone cannot be in countable noun. It is an uncountable noun. Then story. Yes, stories can be counted. Stones. Stones can be counted. Books. Books can be counted. Beauty. Beauty cannot be counted. Okay. Laughter. Again, laughter. You can't count laughter. Tea. You cannot count the tea leaves or you cannot count the total amount of tea. Okay. Then hen. So hen, yes, of course, hen can be counted. Sheep. Sheep can be counted. Juice. Juice quantity wise cannot be counted. Yes, you can say that a glass of juice or a box of juice. So then in that case it will be counted. But here juice alone cannot be counted. So here it is an uncountable noun. Here you can see them in their columns. Now let us move on to the next exercise, which is articles. Articles, as you know, are just like adjectives. So I will be discussing it shortly here. But if you want to learn about the articles in detail, please go to my video and find out what are articles and all the things that are necessary, all the rules that are necessary for you to understand. Okay. Now we will see here what are articles and we will complete this exercise. Let me remind you that articles are just used like an adjective in front of a noun. Okay. So there are three types of articles: a, an, and the. And if you remember, a and an are the indefinite articles and the is the definite article. Why? Because definite means precise and the is put in front of those nouns that are definite, that you know definitely. But in the nouns where you are not definite, where you are not particular, you put a or an. Okay. So let's see how we can use these articles in the sentences given over here. And first we will also see where we can use the. The is used before singular and plural common nouns and before the names of rivers, mountains and mountain ranges. So my dear students, you have to remember that the can be used with three type of things. First of all, the can be used before even a singular noun or a plural noun, but a and an cannot be used with the plural noun. Okay. Secondly, the is used with the specific names like name of a river, mountain, mountain ranges, famous buildings, etc. That are again the proper noun. Okay, which are one of its kind, like Taj Mahal. Fine. So here you can see that the is used with singular and plural common nouns, and with the specific or the proper nouns. And thirdly, the is used when we are talking about a thing for the second time. Now here we will see the exercise. A. Complete the following sentences using a, an or the. I would like to eat dash egg. So here you can see it is a wall. So we will put an in front of egg, and a banana because it is a consonant sound. In the next sentence, dash moon is hidden behind dash clouds. So I told you, if it is a single thing of its own kind, like the moon, the sky, the stars, we will put the in front of that. And if it is a plural, I told you in front of plural, we can use only one article, that is the, not a or an. Okay. Then the next one is dash apple a day keeps dash doctor away. So here we are not talking about any particular apple, it is in journal. So we will write over here, an apple a day keeps who away? Keeps the doctor away. Here it is particular, so the doctor away. In the fourth sentence, is someone at dash door? So when you can see the things in front of you and you are talking about particular things, there you use only the. So here we will write the door because you know that which door the person is knocking at, right? So you are particular over here. That is why the is called a definite article. In the next sentence, dash sun rises in dash east. So I told you a thing particularly of its own kind, we will use the. So we are having only one sun. So we will use the sun rises in. We have only one direction. We have four directions, but east is one of its kind. So we will write the east. Okay. Now in sentence 6, we will see, please get me dash pencil. So it is a consonant over here, consonant sound. So we will be using over here. Again a consonant sound with pen over here. Then here is the vowel sound, eraser, razor. So we will be using an over here. Again R for ruler. So here is the consonant sound again. So we will be using a over here. I hope that you all got this exercise. Let's move on to the next page. Do you know that what is punctuation? Punctuation are the marks such as full stop, comma, brackets used in writing to separate sentences and their elements and to clarify the meaning. So punctuation is very important to get a clear picture of what is said in a sentence. So my dear students, let me tell you some of the important things that need to be kept in mind while punctuating the sentences. First of all, it is very important to capitalize the first alphabet of each sentence. Okay, so every time you get sentences to punctuate, you have to just capitalize the first alphabet of a sentence. And in your writing also, you will have to keep in mind that every time you start a new sentence, the first alphabet should be capital only. Okay, and it is also very important to end a sentence with a full stop, a question mark or an exclamatory mark. Without this, a sentence is not complete. Okay, you have to find out whether it is a question or a sentence or just an exclamatory sentence. Accordingly, you will put the punctuation marks. Okay, now let's see where to use the commas and the apostrophes. Let's see the first sentence. Why aren't you eating the vegetables on your plate? So here you can see that it is a question. So we have put a question mark in the end. And now you will see that where we put a apostrophe. So here is a contraction use. Are not is converted into aren't. So whenever there is a contraction, a comma is used to make two words one. So here you can see that O is omitted, and in place of O a comma is used over here, an apostrophe is used over here. So it is a contraction, aren't. This means are not. Okay. Now let's see the next sentence. My parents got me a train set, a pencil set box, a school bag and a toy car for my birthday. Now in the sentences where you have a lot of options, you will differentiate between them with the help of a comma like this, as has been put over here. But in the last option, you will not put a comma, you will use an and. Okay. And it is a simple sentence, so we have ended it with a full stop and started it with the capital letter. Now let's see the third sentence. The boy's shoelace isn't tied. So as we start every sentence with a capital letter, again a capital letter, and this is a simple sentence ending with a full stop, we will see where to put the apostrophe. The boy's shoelace. Whose shoelace? This is a possessive noun. So we will use a comma over here so that it is an apostrophe S. So we are talking about the boy's shoelace. So that is why in the possessive nouns we use an comma and then S. Okay. Then the next word is isn't. Isn't means is not. Again, to make the contraction, we omit the O and combine the word and just use a comma in place of the O so that it becomes a single word. Now let's move to the next sentence, which is congratulations, you have won the competition. So again, starting with the capital letter, here we have put a comma because we are having a small pause over here. Congratulations, you have won the competition. So after ending this sentence, as it is showing certain feeling, we are ending it with an exclamation mark. The sentences that end with an exclamation mark has certain feelings in them. So to understand this more, I would like you to go and see the video of types of sentences so that you get a clear picture that where we use an exclamation mark, where we use a full stop and where we use a question mark. Okay. Now let's see the next sentence, which is the Charminar is located in Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh. So dear students, I told you the things that are one of its kinds, we will write it with the capital letter because it is a proper noun. Char Minar. So Char and Minar both are used as capital letter. Is located in Hyderabad. Now Hyderabad is the capital of Andhra Pradesh. So where is it located? It is located in Hyderabad in Andhra Pradesh. So we will put a comma in between to differentiate between both the places. Otherwise it will look like it is a single place. Okay. So Hyderabad is we have started it with the capital letter. And Andhra Pradesh is also a state. So we have started it with the capital letter. This is a simple sentence. So ended with the full stop. Now let's see the next sentence. Wow, that's great news. So this is again an exclamatory sentence. So we will be putting an exclamation mark in the end. Wow, you can also use a comma over here. That's great news. So again a contraction. So we will be putting a comma over here to make it that. That's mean that is. So it is a contraction. So we have put a comma over here. Now the next sentence is, when will you complete the project? So this is a question. So here we have used a capital letter and end it with a question mark. I hope you have understood this exercise. Now let's us move to next exercise, which is listen and tell. Dear students, I will be just speaking out a passage to you, a paragraph to you, and you will listen to it very carefully and only once, and then you will attempt this exercise yourself. Okay, so listen to it very carefully. I would like you to be loyal with me and listen it once only and then attempt the exercise. Okay, this will improve your listening skills. So here we go. Every year during vacations, I go to my village. My grandfather has a farmhouse in the village. There are many animals in the farmhouse, but I like rabbits the most. Me and my cousins play in the fields and eat fresh fruits from the trees. Grandfather also has some ducks and hens in the farmhouse. I have a lot of fun with all my cousins. and look forward to going to the village on every vacation. So, dear friends, what you have to do now, you have to attempt this listening exercise by yourself. Only listening once to it, you will just complete it to check your listening skills. Okay, now let's move to the next exercise. Now students, let us see the next exercise at page number 30. Be creative. So dear students, here you have been given a popular story of the lion and the mouse. I hope that you have listened to this story before also. Once again, I'll just narrate the story for you. What you have to do, you have to complete the story by yourself by framing simple sentences. You will complete the story. Okay. Now listen to the story very carefully and then complete it by yourself. There was a lion in a forest. He was old. He did not move around. Once he felt very tired. He fell asleep under a tree. A mouse living in the hole of the tree trunk was playing around. He ran over the lion. The lion woke up. He was disturbed and arose from his sleep. It caught up the mouse angrily and tried to crush it to death. Then the mouse prayed the lion to leave him off and assured that it would help him when it needed. The lion laughed at it and let him off. One day, the lion fell into a hunter's trap. He was caught in a strong net. The lion tried to free himself, but he could not. He cried for help, but no one came. Suddenly, a mouse heard the lion's roaring and came there. It started cutting the net with its teeth. The lion escaped and said, "You may be a small mouse, but you have the heart of a lion." So the moral of the story is everything has its own value. So as you know the story now, dear students, what you have to do, you have to read the whole story that has been given to you. After reading these clues, you will be filling in the sentences to complete this story. So all the best to you. We will meet again with the next chapter, Sikkim. Till then, bye-bye and have a nice day.